What's up, everybody?
Hey, y'all. What's up, y'all? Welcome back.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Renee.
This your girl, Frankie. What's up, y'all?
This is Ashley.
And we got the beautiful, fabulous,
Say her name
Yes.
right. Say her name right.
beautiful.
Thick. Don't forget that.
I don't want to miss it.
Don't forget that.
Because you brought your thickness in here with us
did.
today.
I always do. I wake up like this.
And let's pronounce it right. Give it to the people.
My name is Abena,
Did y'all hear that?
but you can call me Thickness.
I need y'all to start with that. Welcome to the show. Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
so
show.
much
We're so
for
happy to
having
have
me.
you. Thank you so much for coming in for real.
I'm so excited.
Thank you for
to be
taking
here.
out your afternoon for real to be here. So, let's go.
Bring it back over. Bring it back over.
Hey. So tonight's show, real simple. Got a beautiful guest. It was so crazy how I found out about her. First things first, she graduated from the real E High.
Indeed.
Period.
Indeed.
Right here, Silver Star. Don't miss it.
4949, Silver Star Road.
Yes. So and it was so crazy because I was going through my Facebook, and I was like, man, wow, she's really going viral. Like within the city. I'm like, okay, with her books. Then I found out that she graduated from Evans, and I had the first time meeting her at one of the functions at Evans' 20-year class reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a real cool person, tall. I was like, wow, yeah.
Beautiful.
All legs.
I was like, man, yeah, my dad should have been 6'2".
You so silly. What would have happened if he was?
Look how beautiful.
I don't know.
Ooh, it's giving me, baby.
Oh.
It's giving me. Do you
That
understand?
is
Where was this?
that is in Shanghai in my little apartment.
Baby, and did you do it up?
Wait,
I did.
say it again. You where?
In Shanghai, China.
What were you doing in there?
I was teaching. I was there for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I was there for 3 years.
Giving everybody your spirit.
Yeah. It was a time. A time was had
I bet.
before COVID happened, but the time was had before that.
You look like it. I watched it. I watched it all. I mean, my story with you go a little bit back. I know you from high school. Your energy has remained
The same.
sustained. Everything. And a lot of stuff happens over time. You get what I'm saying? A lot of things try to knock you down. But the thing about it, your resilience shines bright, and you share that with so many people every single day, and it really means something for real. Like, people come online some days just to go to your post because you're funny. You bring it in, you bring good energy. And, I think that's very necessary. And I like to spotlight that with people because you don't know who day you affect sometimes. You really don't. Sharing your energy. And so that's why I say sharing your energy in China and everything like that. I saw how much your kids loved you. I follow,
Yeah.
I'm in your business.
That's okay. I put people in my business. The good thing about that was just like you just said, people do message me. I'm like, you know what? These posts, I needed this for today. You know what I'm saying?
understand? There's people I follow. I'm sure there's somebody who inspires you.
Yeah.
Who is somebody who inspires you online?
Oh, I don't know. I really enjoy Kiki Palmer. I really enjoy because at first I'm just like, is this a real personality? Because it was given like what's her name? Animated as
No,
Angela Bassett.
but
I'm like, this is her real voice.
But I always knew that Kiki was authentic because honestly,
She's been
it's
that
the
way.
way she it is the reason and the way she is winning.
Right.
You understand? If you are most authentic to yourself, that is how you are going to win.
Exactly.
Nobody can knock you down.
So it took me a while. I'm like, is this her true self? But I love Kiki.
Because
I love
how do you
Kiki.
feel about Kiki in this situation?
Don't get me started on that because I'm a feminist. I'm all pro woman, pro choice. Whatever you want to do it. Man, woman, husband, wife, nun, preacher, wife, whatever you want to do it. Do it. This is who you like.
I just believe in people should just be themselves. And then the people who love you they'll go along with that. I mean, I do agree. What
Don't
you think?
leave
Ryan?
your girl around me. True player for real. That's a nigga for real.
Listen, there we're both entertainers, so I didn't see a big thing about it. Like if it was Usher, I'm tooting that thing up and
Usher, Usher just there for the show. He pulled people need to know this. Like, I went to the Usher concert, period. I really did. Girl, I was ready to be pulled up on the stage like Kiki, but it ain't happened. But my time gonna come. Yes. He gonna be about 75 when it come, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for me.
That's all that matters.
But if I was Kiki, I was gonna get up on that stage too. But what I'm trying to say is he really did bring on different people every single show. So this is not something new that he was doing. So people need to not feel like he was spotlighting her to shade on him. And anyway, her man, honey, he know what it is. Y'all know who his brother is, right? Mm-hmm. The dude off of Insecure. Mm-hmm. So his brother called him. His brother was like, bro, not on the internet. What you think?
I don't think so, because a couple days later, after he deleted his pages, he came back with the Yeezy video.
See? It's entertainment.
But it was in a negative light though. Like, bro, sit down.
He knew who he was talking to.
Exactly.
Because everybody know Kiki is like, she's solid
that's a whole snack.
But
full course meal.
But the thing is, we gonna support Kiki the same way when she told us about Trey. We was like, what he did?
Are we done with him?
Are we done? Because baby, I can't even let a Trey Songz play
at all.
When it played, Kiki said you tried her, and she didn't say you touched her. What she said was you disrespected her. You brought her there under false pretenses, and we know about false pretenses.
And don't we?
Do you support her, Renee?
How you feel, Renee?
He real quiet over there.
No.
Well,
don't make me mad.
Well, you might as well get mad.
Don't piss me off.
Too late.
Don't piss me off.
That's what happened. When I look at it, for him, I just see things differently. With him, like me and Ashley talked about this the other night, he knew what he was dating, what he was getting into. But I think as her, it was more of the outfit.
Okay.
For me. I think that if she would have had
it's a valid opinion. Valid.
I think if she would have had like a different outfit on, it probably wouldn't even got.
Because there is a way to look really sick. I'm not against it because I love a woman clapping her booty cheeks just for free.
But at the same time, she's a mother.
But that shouldn't be labeled though.
What does that mean? Don't piss me off.
Oh, no. I'm gonna be on. Here's the thing about it, right? If like when something goes out in the media, it stays forever, right? Now we in the era of bullying, right? Okay, as the child get older, because she has a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Okay, and you know how kids could be. He could be one day. Say if he was to go to a public school, 9 times out of 10, he probably end up going to a private school. Just say if she decided to put him in a public school, right? And kids, kids could be, could be real mean and be ruthless.
I'm getting your funeral music ready, Renee.
Thank you.
Please do.
Play the violin. Play the violin. Play the violin.
We was trying to keep up. We was trying to come.
No, but the thing about it is they can put, they'll pull something like that up. You know what I'm saying? To make fun of him. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't like porn.
I mean,
I'm not saying it was like porn, but
I'm see a booty cheek at the beach.
I'm just saying.
You ain't seen a booty cheek at the beach?
Yes, but know what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's not like it's like.
Oh, that's
recorded.
Appropriate place and appropriate time is what y'all saying.
You know what I'm saying? I said, me personally, it was the outfit. If she would have,
I think her legs look really nice, and that booty cheek was bootying.
Here's the thing.
Women can appreciate.
Here's the thing. So Kiki's like me. We're very slim women. She ain't had no booty. She ain't had no titties.
And now she
that
got
baby
it.
Gave her a little something. So she want to show it off. And I ain't listen. If I get there, I'm doing the same thing every day.
Every day.
And it ain't no Usher concert. It's every day.
Every day. She had
Publix.
Publix. She had
Publix.
In Publix. With my ass out. Okay? Because that's what it's going to be. Like, she got it. She might always have it.
I'm not going to lie. Because I lost over 100 pounds, baby, hello.
Everybody need to see it. Everybody need to see
I
it.
show it every day.
Dude, she was breaking necks over the weekend. Did y'all see her videos on IG?
What you know on IG?
I was having fun. No, honestly, see, my thing is that I go to my locations to have a good time. The vibe just happens.
Some dude almost walked on a train.
But the thing is,
Dang. I broke his neck.
No, really, my idea of life, like I really want to go just to have a good time, and then if something amazing happens, it happens, and that's all I go for. I go for the good time, though. I want to enjoy myself. Life is short. It's too short to play games.
It is.
And nobody ain't finna label my list my life as a post. Baby, I'm living and giving you a piece. You understand? You live, you be giving them a piece. Because you know what type of life you live.
Exactly.
You know how real it is and what you really do, the fun you really have, the energy you really give, the love you really take, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what you give to the internet, and your posts are amazing, by the way. No, for real. For real. My sister, she always talk about the pictures you took for. We could literally talk about you for days.
What pictures I took? From Trojan Week?
No, my sister. Remember you showed up and it was Christmas photos. You took pictures for my sister and my nephew, and
Refresh my memory.
we were down at Winter Park and they had on stripes or whatever. I'll show you the
Had to be
pictures.
years ago.
But it was my sister. She came out there and she took pictures with you and my niece and everything. It's many years ago.
Okay, yeah.
But you have a
Auntie.
photography visit
Yeah,
of business as well. You just do so much. You really don't even realize it. Your model.
I really don't realize it until somebody like points it out.
We're gonna point it out today because y'all. She
But
came into.
first,
Let me tell you how she came
need
into
to
the
know what's
show.
fake.
She came into the show talking about what's the show about? It's about you.
You know, I'm shy,
Period.
guys. I'm really shy, and no, the thing is for me is like I have to get more comfortable with people, allowing people to talk about me in a great way.
And this is the start.
So I get super uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, thank you. All right. Well, what's next? Let's talk about
and
you.
we're
I'll deflect on something else.
And we are pleased that you started. You're starting here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
it's a great
yeah.
place to start.
I
I want you to
appreciate it.
receive this moment.
I'm
You know
going
what
to do my
saying?
best. I'm going to do my best to
What you
receive
saying?
it.
So in your bio, you have fake comedian, fake model, and what was it? Fake something.
Fake thick.
Fake thick.
Thick.
Yeah.
So why
Why
do
the
you
fake?
call it fake?
She got imposter syndrome.
We just trying to figure out.
We want to know about you.
It's just a part. I think it's just a part of my personality because people always like, oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're not that. So I feed into that and I turn the negative to the positive for me. Like I would never let anybody clown me before I clown myself. So you can't out crack me because I'm cracking myself first. So what else you got to say? Okay, I'm skinny. I say all the time.
You know what's
Okay,
crazy?
what?
I told my sister I was doing an interview with you, and she says, Frankie, I really love what she stands for. Frankie, do you know she posted this post about, because my sister, I was heavy set. My sister was heavy set. And so you think just heavy set people get picked at, but people come at skinnier people as well.
Oh, all the time.
So it's like they come at skinnier people as well. We're going to put that out there now or whatever. If people don't know that or whatever, some people just don't know. You can understand?
They
don't wanna
know.
receive
They
that.
know. They just feel like it doesn't hurt our feelings. It doesn't bother us because skinny is more acceptable in this world.
Yeah.
Like it's not looked at as a bad thing, but it used to hurt.
My sister said you flipped it. And the way that
What I
you,
said, I be
she
saying
said
a
you
lot.
had posted a post one time and you just said that pretty much the same thing that you just said now, that how people come at skinnier people, but you don't know what it takes to like still, wear your body and just do your thing. She said she saw a post like that one time and she was like, Frankie, I really love that.
I think I probably said something like, I don't know, like skinny people get picked on as much as heavier set people. And people don't realize how probably skinny shaming, something like that in the aspect about skinny shaming and how both sides, there is no, I don't know the word I'm trying to say. There's no, I don't know.
It's just, it really is no difference.
It's no difference. There's no difference in that. Like I said before, people think the world sees skinny as something that's more acceptable because that's what beauty was
standards
back in the day.
Beauty standards.
Beauty standards back
and it
in
was
the day
horrible. It was.
Is that why you started modeling?
No, I don't know why I started model. I think someone put it into my head that I should be a model.
Well, I think they had a good idea.
But at the time, like me growing up, I was super self-conscious up until I would say about 28, 29. I was not wearing no two-piece and then not wearing a cover-up or put some shorts on. I'm like, people talk about how skinny I am. Or you can see my bones, or you can see this, or you can see that. And it took a while to a man. My guy was there. Was like, "You are beautiful, just how you are." It's like, stop hiding.
I was just
stop
gonna
hiding
say,
this, stop hiding that. Like,
I was just gonna say, if you could say something to little you, if you can, if you could say something to little you, and also something to a child who's probably like 12 years old right now, and she's skinny, and she don't know, what would you say to her?
Wait. Look at the camera and do it. Here you go.
Zoom in.
not.
What would you say to her?
Say the child music. I would just say, first of all, love yourself just the way you are. You are perfect just the way you are. Don't let anyone tell you that your size makes you different than anyone else. I think find the things that you think are beautiful with yourself, and be as confident, and make sure you keep saying it every day loudly to yourself. I'm this, I'm that. I feel this about myself. No one's going to, if somebody say this, how I'm going to come at them. Like, you got to prepare yourself on what to say to people.
Prepare yourself.
Because you know they always have something negative to say. No matter who it is, they always have something negative to say. So
they talked about God.
Everybody. So it doesn't matter. So just like I said, just love yourself. Because one day you're gonna blossom.
Come on now, you gonna blossom. I was about to make you stand up, but I'm not gonna let this butterfly stand up.
No, I don't want to stand up right now. I don't want to show all his ass. But
Say what?
all his ass. Like,
It's too much.
it's just a lot. It's heavy.
Can you move out the chair? Like, move that chair a little bit.
It's heavy. Like,
I got a couple pictures here. They look like ads. So
like what?
ads.
Ads. Oh, wow.
Ads. So I think you're in them. So can you give us a little info about what we see here?
So yes, while I was in China, one of my friends, she became the executive director for this company, and she, lady in the middle, she brought me on. Was like, hey, I think you
USA lingerie. She's still in
UCA,
business?
yeah.
UCA.
She's back.
Y'all
in,
check
she's
them
back
out.
in the U.S. She's back in the U.S. now in Texas. Shout out to Shaquela. She also owns a press-on nail, luxury press-on nail company. Anyways, so yeah, she invited me, and we did.
Why you look really thick in them pictures, the frill though?
What you saying? While it really thick, like as if I'm not.
Baby.
As if I'm not. But yeah, so she brought me on. We did some things on social media. We did some campaign ads, and I really enjoyed it because they pay really well in China, and I miss it.
Can we talk about China for a minute?
We sure can. We sure can.
Okay, so
How did you get to
went
China?
you went there to teach.
Correct.
I'm assuming teach English, or were you teaching something else?
So I got my bachelor's in elementary education. Okay. So I taught 10 years here in Orlando, and they gave me hell, lots of it. And
Thank you for your service.
It was a service like the Army. It was a service.
Thank you for your service.
So my last year, 2019, I was like, I'm going to quit. But I also had my master's in developmental disabilities, so I was working with kids with autism.
Oh, my son.
Outside of teaching, I was doing in-home services. And I was like, I'm going to be a BCBA, working as a behavior specialist, and I could not pass that test. I'm like, man, I got to figure something out because I cannot continue to stay in Orange County and teaching these kids because it's not healthy for my
It's
mental.
draining you. You're helping other people, but it was
God, it was so mentally draining. Like I would be crying every night. So I'm like, I'm not happy because these kids are so disrespectful. I'm teaching 6-7-year-olds and they're cussing me out. They're hitting me daily. So I'm just like, and I can't do anything back. So I'm like, okay,
a challenge.
So
you can't do anything back on the clock.
Well, on the clock, they gone. So
yeah.
Once I clock out, they already gone. They already left. But so one of my friend's cousins, she was teaching in China, and my cousin was like, talk to her. I'm like, okay, cool. So I did that. She was teaching English, but I had a educational background, so I was able to go into international school, and I worked for a really, really, really good school, and I was teaching English writing, reading, and then also thematic studies, which is like history and science put together, which was a really, really dope experience because they're Asian teachers. They taught Chinese and math. They didn't let the Americans touch their math. We were not touching their math at all. They learned 2 grades in 1 year.
How did the Chinese respond to a beautiful, tall black woman?
So before I went, I was in this Black people in China group, and I just read so many
like
different
7
things.
people in the group.
No, no.
No,
There's
fun.
people don't know. There's a lot of Black people.
You had a lot going
in
on
China. There's a lot of Black people in China. So I was in the group reading things, and they're like, "Be prepared for this. Be prepared for that." So some of my students who. The parents, I mean, I can't blame the kids because it's their parents. They have their own ideas about Black people because China regulates their media.
What their knowledge.
Yeah,
their
so
knowledge, period.
They regulate everything. So they get fed on how America is, how Black Americans are. So all they saw, especially during 2020, the rioting.
They got
the looting.
but they got to see that.
So it was more like, oh, these people are angry, they're dangerous, they're this, they're vicious, they're criminals, they're da-da-da-da-da. So it was like, Black people are this, Black people are that. And when COVID happened, it was like, oh, the Black people, the Americans brought it over. Oh, the Africans brought it over. We're going to not allow Africans in here. We're not going to allow Americans in here because you guys brought this over here because our government said it. So it was
saying that over there?
Oh,
We were
yeah.
saying the opposite.
Oh, and we were saying the opposite.
Oh, it definitely started in
Did y'all
Wuhan.
say?
But that was my problem because when they gave me dirty looks, I would just say Wuhan, because that's where it started at, Wuhan, China.
Everybody know that,
Like, stop
right?
playing.
Stop
Like,
playing.
But the kids there, they had their ideas, so I had to like teach them some things. Their parents at first they were like kind of iffy, sketchy, like a Black person teaching my kids. So they were checking me at first, and I let them know like who I am, what I stand for, and then once they. After a few months,
everybody was so receptive to you because
they
were like sad you were leaving. Everybody was so
sad.
hurt.
I was super sad because I didn't want that experience to end. But the way they had lockdown and how we just couldn't. I'm a free bird. I want to be free. You can't.
Yeah,
you
can't
just,
close you in
right.
like that.
You're not gonna lock me in and say I cannot do something. Who are you to tell me that? But I'm in their country, so I have to respect that.
I feel you.
So it was a really hard decision for me to leave because I still had 2 more years left of my contract. But yeah,
But you were still teaching during COVID?
Yeah, we were teaching online. So my 3 years there, I never completed a full year in the classroom.
Oh wow!
So the first year, So for the first year, 2019, 2020, 2020 is when COVID happened. So from February up until the end of the school year, we were online.
Wow, and that was intense for y'all, I bet.
Yeah, and then I was locked out up until September of 2020, and they had already started school. So I was doing online from my home while they were in the classroom.
When you got stuck in that one country,
I was in Thailand.
You got stuck there for how long?
I was there for like a month and a half.
Wow.
They wouldn't let me come back to China. This was when February. Yeah, they wouldn't let me come back from China. So I was like, okay, let me stay here for a little bit longer. I'm like, this hotel cow's kind of eating my stuff up. Let me.
I was like,
so
you really stuck.
But I love Thailand. Like if
you had to be stuck anywhere.
I love Thailand. Like,
I heard it's a beautiful country.
It's so beautiful, and if I've been looking for jobs there as well, but they don't pay well. They don't pay well, but the cost of living is very, very low there.
That's what I was gonna say. Their cost of living. I see. I follow this girl and her husband, and they lived in Thailand for several years, and they talked about the cost of living there. So.
Yeah, the hookers are cheap.
You been there?
I will.
The lady boys are cheap.
Whatever.
Cheaper.
You want a lady boy?
I don't care.
He said, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
A hoe's a hole.
Cancel the show.
Well, all right. To each his
I'm
own.
screwing with you guys. Did you get since you were around COVID at the epicenter? Did you get COVID?
No, I never got COVID.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how, but I think also because the way China had us locked down, it was really impossible for us to get COVID. I was more scared when I came back in 2020 when I got locked out of China. I was more scared being back here because
you
America
visited home for a little bit.
Yeah, I was here for a little bit, and because America, we was wide open. Like we were locked down. We weren't locked down. We were wide open.
Considering what you experienced, we were wide open.
We were wide open.
We did lock down for like 2 days.
Yeah, I was here for that.
3 days.
It was like you was here for that.
I was here
we
for
locked
that.
down for like 3 days.
Yeah, they closed the clubs, they closed the gyms, they closed the salons, but everything else is pretty much wide open.
Don't shade us.
Everything's pretty much
But people
wide
would
open.
still ride around in their car
Of
like, I'm
course.
going somewhere, but I ain't going
Right,
nowhere.
right. I want to be outside. You can't lock me in. But yeah, it was a great experience. I think everybody should at least once in their life explore a different country, no matter what country it is. I always suggest an Asian country because it's so much safer. So much safer. Some places you're gonna get dirty. Oh,
That's
yes.
really right. You're right about that. I never thought about it. I've traveled quite a bit, but
Asian culture.
I never thought it for that particular reason.
Right. For me, it's for safety. That coming back home last year it gave me anxiety just because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen because guns are legal. People are shooting these guns every night.
Here.
Yeah. So people are dying every night to gun violence. So knowing that I was in a country where there was no guns allowed at all.
You're right.
Only thing you would probably get is like stabbed with a knife if somebody's crazy to come in, but you can run from a knife, you can move around a little bit, but a gun, you can't beat a gun. But so I definitely had anxiety. Like I was really scared to be in large crowds. Sometimes when I come out, I always do this anyways, but
You're
make
a foot
sure
taller than everybody.
Right. I see the exits. I know where my exits are. I know how my exits
every place I
plans.
go.
Yeah. So it was really hard. And also like my second month being back, I was leaving this vegan spot in Eatonville. Dejan Eat, shout out to her because she has really good vegan food. But I was riding out on Eatonville and all I heard was ba 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 ba.
Really?
And I'm looking head on at people shooting right in front of me and just hitting the ground. And when I tell y'all, I don't know how I didn't die because I backed up and the lane was coming this way, but I backed up my car going the wrong direction. I screw. I stopped to cry, had a panic attack. So I'm like, this ain't my life. This ain't my life. This is not my life.
Did you save your food though?
I saved my food.
Oh, good.
I saved my food. I sat for like 30 minutes.
Was they shooting at each other? Or you said
no, they were shooting at each other. I also saw one person. I saw one person behind a car, ducking behind the car, but I can see he's on my side. So they're shooting at him, and bullets can come my way. And I was super scared. And then like later that evening, the continuation of that, someone died further over by Walmart. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
This is some real stuff.
That's sad. But anyways, moving on to something happier. But, America is America.
Yes. Let's get into it.
We can talk about my books. I love talking about my books.
Let's please talk about it. This is what we brought you here for.
Yeah, let's get into these books.
Personally, I got a chance to read your book.
Yes.
I bought it early on.
You did. On pre-sales.
You want to introduce it?
Yeah, so this is my baby. It's called Yana Not Today. It's a SEL book, which is social emotional learning, about setting boundaries and expressing your feelings, which was inspired by one of my students my last school year. I had two students in my class that were, we would call them antisocial, basically.
I read up on this.
So they would, during free time, our schedule was weird. They get like a 30-minute lunch break, hour free time. It was just a lot of free time. So whenever the free time came, they didn't want to go outside and play. And I was like, okay, you go outside and play, I'll give you this, go do that, because you need to socialize. Like, you're 7, you're 8, go play, go run around. And they're like, nope, I'd rather watch. I'm like, nope, I'd rather you go play. So this is what we're gonna do.
Because that's what you know.
Exactly. That's all I knew.
In our life. I mean, we as kids,
go outside and play.
You want them to be with their friends.
Right,
you want them to socialize.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I talked to the counselor. I talked to a key teacher from last year. One of them was more receptive, and she would go out every now and then. The other one, I love my Hannah. She taught me a lot. This was a 7-year-old, but she was super smart. Very vocal, was able to advocate for herself about anything, and when she expressed herself.
That is what I love most. I'm not gonna lie. So when I bought the book, you had brought it to my house, you had dropped it off, and I read the book, and I know it may seem extreme, but it was very emotional to me. And the reason why it was emotional to me, because I feel like at the age of 33, that's when I learned that I needed to set boundaries, and I love that you're teaching kids how to set boundaries. I just felt like, and my mom probably would admit to this, I asked my mom one day, I asked her to define what is a boundary or whatever, because my ideal is that most people in Gen X, the only thing they really know about a boundary is that it's locational.
Right.
It's locational or it's object driven. They don't know that it's emotional. And so it wasn't to our generation that people started to say, you know what, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, no one, and we're living now at our age that we are, but no one taught, I don't know about anybody else, but no one taught me boundaries and that I could say no.
No, exactly.
And that I could say, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so that was emotional to me, because I wish if I would have knew that sooner, I could have stopped a lot of things in my life. And so now it's like a mission of mine to teach young people how to set boundaries for themselves, especially young women. How to set, and that, a boundary could be as easily as you saying, you don't have to be provocative or sexual to be something. that's a boundary. Set it for yourself, you know? And so when I read your book, I really, 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 really loved it. I'm not, I wrote a review, and I meant that from the bottom of my heart, because I just think it's so important to teach kids that at a young age, so it just will give them a better chance to be treated correctly. And then
that's the word.
And not know how to see. We don't even know how to define being treated correctly sometimes, because we just didn't even think about it, that it matters that much or whatever. And so I know that sounds extreme, but learning how to set boundaries from a core age can change your life. And that's why I really believe that your book, like, I loved it so much, for real.
Well, thank you.
I think it has a true message.
Yeah.
I hope that more people let their kids read it, and like, really.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, yeah, the age group is for elementary, but the message is for everybody. No matter who you are, no matter what age you are, message is for everybody, because we don't have to feel obligated to do something just because someone asks us to do it. We can say no. Now, my thing was making sure that my boundary was for this, like, be respectful when you're saying it, so people can receive it and not come off.
That is very true. You have to learn your wording.
Right. So, and also just, what was I going to say? Oh, about school. So I was saying this is the boundary at school. Like, this is her free time. I made that very known that the boundary was, her
free
saying
time.
No during her free time. So I also made the point in my book to say that Yana was upset. I was like, I participate in class. I have friends.
She's telling you what she does do.
Right.
And it's not enough for
it's
you.
not enough. Like, that's the point Hannah was telling me.
Because it's not enough for you.
So, and that's what it was. It was me projecting me onto her. So so my projection onto her was trying to say, my childhood, like, this is what we did, it's what you should be doing too. And that's not okay.
Yeah.
Not your
So
identity.
I exactly. So the part that got me the most with this soul story, like, after we had like a month off during Chinese New Year. We have a month off. So her dad came to me, and he was like, Miss AB, I want to talk to you, because I had talked to the counselor. Me and the counselor were trying to figure out things, because something was wrong with her.
Yeah.
Something was wrong with this child.
Yeah.
So I talked to the counselor. Like, we were playing these games. She's like, okay, I'll do this, Miss AB. I'll do this, but I don't want to do that. I'm like, nope, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it, or you're not gonna read, because she loved reading. Nope. And I don't know why I was so hard on her, and I feel bad to this. I end up apologizing to her. I feel bad to this day about this still, because
you realized.
I realized it though.
And
so
what
when
she taught you so. Oh yeah, that's amazing.
She did. So when her dad came in, he was like, Miss AB, over this break, Hannah put on this puppet show where she had all these stuffed animals, and Mr. Giraffe was being forced by friends to do things, and Mr. Giraffe just kept crying, and while she was acting it out. So I'm like, what the heck? So he was like, I understand what you're doing, but can we figure out a way to make sure we're not pressuring her? So when he said pressure, I'm like, you know what?
Am I pressuring?
I'm reflecting.
You had to ask yourself.
Am I pressuring her, or am I just saying, no, go socialize?
Because you think you're doing a good thing.
Right? I mean, yeah, you need to go play, socialize. That's what kids do, socialize. Then, like, she Miss AB, like, I'm playing with friends. I'm and she's a leader. In groups, I put her in groups, and she's a leader. So it's not like she's antisocial. She's like, on my free time, let me be free and do my thing.
I'm literally,
So-
I feel like I feel like that book was literally kind of me.
Yeah.
I'm such a social person, but I am such to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do things by myself. I like to travel by myself. I like to go places by myself. I love people. I enjoy people so much, but I really enjoy my own time.
And that's okay.
Or whatever. And so that's why that was like, because a lot of people didn't make me feel like it was okay.
Right.
People made me feel like I was hurting their feelings when I wasn't inviting
Right.
them. And I had to keep secrets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to keep secrets because I didn't
Why
want
you didn't invite me? Why?
because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
But honestly, I had the most fun with myself.
Right.
Turn up.
But that's
baby.
why, and that came by me being more vocal as well. People are like, why you didn't invite me? So I'm like, because I want to be by myself. If you come, you can come, but you got to know how to be by yourself as
We
well.
talked about that
We
just
did.
briefly.
We did.
We talked, and we
Yeah, we get it.
Let
We
me tell
get
you
it.
something. I felt your energy right away when we were at the reunion, and you was just like, I like to travel by myself. I like
We get it because
the thing is, I be having to have like a But I have to tell myself that I love people too, and that they do bring the best times. You know, having the good people around you, you cannot replace that. You know, when you have those good people, good energy, good vibes, you cannot replace that even with your alone time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever want to take that for granted. But, you know, you just have to find that good boundary.
I got a question about boundaries though. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So as men, and probably Renee can attest to this, or you guys watching the show, I feel that us as men have a hard time setting boundaries, because when we do, we get villainized for it.
Ooh, I love this question.
Give me an example.
Just kind of in relationship wise, I'm not giving anything in personal.
Okay.
My wife's not like that, but
okay, I understand.
These are just things I kind of
This
noticed.
is a really
So I most definitely had a conversation about this with one of my guy friends, and I tell them all the time, you're picking the women that you don't feel comfortable enough to set these boundaries with, to say things to, because they don't respect what you're seeing. But you pick this one person.
Yeah, you chose her.
You should pick somebody that makes you feel safe to share anything, to say anything. So we can't say, oh, women villainize us, or they do this, they say, they tear us down, they throw it back in our face. You pick that person.
Okay, I have rebuttal.
I'm not done yet. Give me one more. I'm gonna add one more thing to that, because I understand like women should be doing that in the first place, but at the same time, you picked this woman, you chose this person, you knew how she was, you know how she is, and also you set that boundary like, hey, babe, this is what you're doing to me. If you can't respect what I'm saying to you and not bring it back up or throw it in my face or try to cross a line to see how I'm going to react, then we can't be together.
We can't.
Simple as that. But because a lot of men don't.
They settle.
They settle, or they give these chances, or they run past some red flags, like they're green flags.
Oh, they green them all the time.
They green them all the time.
Yellow.
So I say 80% is your own fault, because you chose this person.
So why is it that society tells men that they can't talk about their emotions?
That's society.
That's society.
I know, I understand that, but don't you see that can also be a reason why they don't set boundaries, because they've been conditioned and beat.
Right.
That if they speak up and say something on their mind,
I just think that the man sets the precedence. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And if you can set precedence in strength, you can set precedence in something else as well. Like you can say, babe, I need to talk to you. And when I say hold my hands, Ashley.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lord.
I need to talk to you. And when I say that I need to talk to you, I got something to talk to you about. How would you receive your man talking to you like that? Like, hey, I got something. Let's talk about it. And I feel like the moment that she doesn't want to receive you like this is the moment you have to, as a man, you have to make a decision. She ain't receiving me.
And I agree with what you said, AB,
She's
about
not
men
capable
settling.
of in the moment.
And go back to answer your question. I think that it goes all the way back to the beginning of time, where men were supposed to be leaders. Men were supposed to do this and this and that.
Ooh,
and when it comes to black men and sharing their emotions and things like that, that also goes back to slavery. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to that. So, but we're living in a world now, in a time now where men are healing. Men are saying it's okay to share your feelings. I'm not saying cry and complain and whine all the time. I'm not here for that at all. I'm personally, I'm not here for that. I don't want a man that's always complaining and whining about it. But I'm okay with you sharing how you feel. Exactly. If I made you feel a certain way, do tell me how I made you feel, because I'm going to correct myself. Because you're my man. I want to make sure that you're happy. And you bring something to me, I want you to be safe.
Yeah. I concur.
But
the problem is when they're not growing through it.
Exactly.
Say that again, Ashley.
Come on.
The problem is when they're not growing through it.
Exactly.
They're stagnant.
Exactly.
And then they want to, you have to enable their behavior, because.
Enable it. We do.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they don't have to allow us to enable it. They could have stopped it from the beginning.
I'll tell you a little story about me. It took me a while. It took me a fucking long time to realize that I was able to set a boundary.
You were setting
I was
the
able
tone.
to set a tone, and my wife at the time was also learning. So we were two people who were learning how to be able to speak our minds and not be vile with how we're talking to each other. Because she went through a tremendous amount of trauma when she was younger. I can't blame her for how she reacts to things. And me, I grew up in a completely separate lifestyle, so I didn't really know how to be able to speak up because my father was hard on me, telling me to shut up all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn, and so a lot of people are in those situations. Exactly,
retrain, unlearn.
They got to retrain and definitely grow together. But I feel like men, like you said, they are currently learning, but I feel sometimes we do get villainized for speaking up too much. Or we get considered to be soft sometimes.
I just feel I spend most of my time. I feel like I defend the men because I feel so strongly about men
I ain't defending a man ever online. I do them behind closed doors. Online, I ain't doing that.
You ain't doing that online?
I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist. True and true. We right. We always right. We're never wrong. No matter what it is, we never wrong.
We're never wrong.
Not online, we ain't.
Can't. Not online. It's just that I have such a soft space for men. You know, I have as a woman, we really do. We don't let y'all know.
We're nurturers.
We're nurturers. We have a soft space for you guys, but we feel like you could really like own the tone, own the moment. You ever just been around a man and he just kind of like has that aura of like, hello, how you doing? Whatever. Like the strength inside of him, it's just simple. It's comfortable. It's not forced or whatever. As a man, you just really don't have to do too much or whatever. I just don't see that about them, but I do feel like I just feel like in a beginning of a relationship, a man can choose to walk. You know who I seen? Hold on, I seen Chico Bean in
DC.
No, he was here in Orlando in the Improv, and he spent most of his show talking about how men need to, allow themselves to be treated better. He spent most of his show just talking about that, really honing in on the man and how you're not setting boundaries and requiring more. And I was like sitting there like, ooh, he preaching. But he was up there talking about how he ain't never getting married. And I realized the reason he feel that way is because he's choosing wrong. And that's his fault. He's still like, you're wrong.
He's not practicing what he's preaching.
He's not practicing what he's preaching because he's still probably going after somebody who look good, somebody who
superficial,
somebody who ain't mentally there. Because if that woman at the very beginning is not doing the things that you require, you can shut down shop. To let her get that close for you to even have an opinion about how bad she was is because you allowed her close and you didn't read the room at the beginning.
Exactly.
So why do you I'll ask all the women here too, why do you all think that men can't set boundaries? Like, are they afraid to lose their woman or something?
No, men are on missions.
Okay.
They're on missions. They most men have a plan for themselves. Like, I wanna work, I wanna get married, I wanna do this thing, I wanna do it. And sometimes when they just go along in the thing in the path, and the woman come at the right time and she on plan. Oh, girl, you right on time. I was about to get married and you on time, so you can come on with me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, girl, come on. And you know what? And she be ready. She be ready to go. But then she realized a little bit down the line that she want a little razzle dazzle.
What's a razzle dazzle?
Because what I call razzle dazzle is like she want more than contentment.
The spark in there, baby.
Okay.
And the thing is, a lot of people talk about this, like the spark. Like men say, they say women need to stop going after the spark. They feel like a lot of women in our 30s, we're waiting for the spark. What you feel?
What happens when it dies?
The spark looks different to everybody. But for me, spark for me is that immediate connection. Like she was saying, being comfortable, easy to talk to, the way you speak. I attract men that are calm spirits, the opposite of me, because I need somebody to keep me calm.
You're already lively enough.
Exactly. I tried to date somebody who was lively and energetic. I don't think that worked. It did not work because why are you competing with me?
Yes.
It was very combative in a way, and I feel like the perfect man for you is you're going to be equal in a way that you complement each other. And it's going to be so easy.
Yeah.
It's going to be so easy.
I keep saying that to people all the
and
time.
I enjoy that.
I feel like, contrary to what people believe, that I feel like getting with someone should be the easy part. And I feel like the people who are maintaining these your long relationships and stuff, I don't want to say that's the hard part, but I feel like there's work that goes into that. You know what I'm saying? There's effort, work that needs to go into maintaining a relationship. But getting with somebody early on, shouldn't that just feel blissful? When you wanted to feel good?
It should be in honeymoon stages. Like, if we arguing day 2, day 3, baby, I ain't doing this with you.
Because how it's going to get? How it's going to grow? Like,
and the wrong person brings the wrong things out of you. Like, I'm so calm right now. I'm so calm. It's just like, okay.
You're in your calm girl era?
Right.
What'd
Calm and soft. It's just like, but some men bring out certain different things out of you. And once you bring certain things out of me, I'm done. I'm done because I'm not this person. But you're making me be this person because the way you're speaking to me, the way you're going about things, the lack of communication, just anything.
I can't do it. Once I start feeling like, if I feel like you are, if you're coming at me, I don't know. Okay, well, I want to word this in a way like, you know how your spirit is lively and that you're a people person, and they make you feel like you're doing too much.
Right. You think you're funny,
but they're not doing enough.
Make you feel like you're trying to do what you do normally.
Right.
When you normally socialize.
It's the thing is, they saw you how you were. Then you wanted to get with them. Now you got me. Now I'm doing too much. Oh, I think I'm a comedian now. Oh, you trying to show this off? You trying to do this? Like, I've been there, done that. Like, baby.
Or it really just becomes. I feel like it really just becomes like, kind of about trying to compete with you in a way so much, or maybe you're bringing out something inside of them that they don't like. It's about
insecurity.
Themselves.
Yeah, it's insecurity.
Insecure, yeah.
It's definitely insecurity.
Try to recreate you.
Yeah, or they want to tone you down. I think that's what go back to Kiki thing. Like he wants to tone her down because you are a mom. No, baby.
But the thing is, he knew Kiki was like,
and that's the thing we were talking about. Like, she's already lively. She already has it's super personality. Like, it's a great personality. Like,
no. I wish we had like the perspective of a married woman right now. I still open to very much open perspectives.
When
you know?
When I made the post about that, there were different perspectives. One basically was the outfit was trashy. As some married women, the outfit was trashy. I can see that. The outfit's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna force you to like the outfit. Okay, you don't like it? Oh, yeah. Okay, I do. Okay, now where do we go from here? So, okay, the outfit's trashy. Now what?
Now what?
That's the only thing. Oh, the outfit was trashy, and then maybe she did too much by holding on to him. I'm like, it's Usher. Like,
and I feel like I personally,
it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I mean, I ain't gonna even get deep into this, but I ain't gonna go into the married women against single women kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? We gonna stick with,
Do it.
And then he talking about he got morals, but he ain't marry her, but put a baby in.
And you online with your shirt off with your D print. Like, get out of my face, dude.
Women don't forget nothing. So y'all better stop tripping, because we ain't forgetting. When you come for us, just be ready, because we coming.
But I have this question with my guy friends. I was telling them, like, if I was Kiki, how would you? If I was your girl and I was Kiki, and I did this, how would you feel? And they're like, I know your personality. This is Usher. I'm with you. I'm with you. It was I'm with you here at the concert.
Exactly.
So go do it. But I'm like, well, you're not there. I wouldn't even want you to be there, especially if Usher
the real scenario.
You know, he was like, I know you, I trust you, so it wouldn't even been a problem.
I agree with you too.
So,
exactly.
If you know your woman, like,
I feel like I agree.
It should be simple as that.
If my wife wanted to go to an Usher concert and Usher brought her on stage, I'd be like, yeah. But
you should be like.
But because I know my wife is bad, so like he bringing some bad girls on stage, so my wife is bad. I'm like, and so I know
that's an ego boost.
Now, if she decides to do something further, then that's on her.
Like what?
What do you mean? That's on her.
That's what
you know what I'm saying? But I trust her not to do anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't stop her.
So that's on her.
And you'll know who she is.
But if I already know she's that type of person, then I'd be like, no, don't go to that damn concert.
If you know that she's gonna go out in the streets and disrespect you, but
no, for real.
Honestly, that kind of it goes back to, and I heard somebody in a post like that or whatever, they was saying like, if your woman is if she's good at home, she's good anywhere. Real.
I'd call my side chick and cry about it.
See, that's our problem now. That's our problem now. You want to get cussed out.
Do it, cuss me. How do you feel about polyamory?
Me?
Yeah, you.
It's not for me.
No?
It's I'm way too selfish. I'm not sharing nothing with nobody. I'm not doing that.
It's just people online. They getting so comfortable, baby. They got so many posts about it.
Listen.
I just be like, I try to pay attention to it, but I just feel like when I'm gonna get to interview these women in 5 years, when you coming on my show, baby girl, I want to talk to you when you walk away and want to hear what you said. Because with some people it's for them, and they'll do it for their lifetime. And I'm no disrespect to those people, but some people gonna wake up and say, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking?" I want to do your interview, so come call me, girl. 352.
I know somebody that's in poly, but she's also bisexual, and she's her.
See,
husband,
but that's a little bit different. They say
So-
if the woman is into it too, then that may be different because you're all being fulfilled in that
Right.
way. But if one couple, I mean, I don't even know their names, but they were on this. It was 4 young girls, and they're all in their early 20s, and the guy, he was in his mid 30s, and so yeah, he had 4 young women or whatever, and they all just was like, they for this is their life, they're going after it, they not be everybody. The one girl was like, everybody keeps saying we too young to make this type of decision or whatever like that, and she sounded really young, and that's who I'm talking about. I just want to do their interview in 10 years because they're gonna have a lot to share.
I think they confused.
I don't want to say they're confused. I mean, if they're in their 20s, they're living, they're experiencing things. You want to be able to experience things to know what's not for you and what's for you. We all should be allowed to make mistakes because these are lessons that we're learning from. And that's okay. Like, things are not for us. We're older. We know things are not for us as a 30-year-old. Okay, perfect. But that's okay for them.
Exactly.
So I see no problem with it. It's not for me. Long as they're getting treated correctly, the man's supposed to be taking care of them. Who was that? The first person I ever seen celebrity was I think it's D-Ray.
I was just gonna say,
I think D-Ray he had a show.
But he could take care of his.
Yeah, he was on a show with a couple other comedians. I think it was years ago, and he had two girlfriends, and they talked about how he takes care of them, and the girls also, they like each other as well. So I think if you're doing it right and people are happy, I think some girls are only doing it because their boyfriend's going to cheat anyway, so they're kind of like, all right, but I'm not really all
and
that.
That is what I was getting from. That was what I was
But-
gonna get from. That was what I was getting from the young couple that I was watching. Like the one main girl, she was with him, and they did a whole post, and he literally started the post by saying, "I was in the clinic every week before I got with her." I said, he don't want to change that statement.
Wait, what? Hold on.
They started the whole documentary with him saying, he really said, "I was in a clinic every week before I met her."
No,
and he didn't even fix it. And he was like, because I slept around every single night with a different person before I met her. Then I got with her, and we was together for a while, exclusive. And then she too was into women. And then she just was like, yeah, I was into it. But I don't know if I really believed her.
I mean, some girls do be into it, some girls don't. Like, but you can tell when a girl isn't because like they're not really into that woman. Like some girls, I saw they were lovey-dovey with each other, and some girls just like kind of standoffish, just like, it's my man, I love my man, blah blah blah. He brought on such and such, I'm okay with it, but no. But you can tell by body language though. But to each their own. If you're happy, that's all that matters.
I mean, we did get away from your book, but I really want to hear about your other books as well. Like, what else do you have?
Okay, so yeah, I have I'm Not Today, which was my first one, and then I paired it with a color and activity book.
Really?
I did a color and activity book. Yeah. So that one was fun.
I might have to get another one. I get another one.
So how has it been? How has it been out there? Because I'm seeing you every single day. Your presence online has been different. Your presence online has been about selling your art.
Right.
And I'm seeing you every single day posting somebody. So it's crazy because I'm like, at one point you wasn't doing it, but now you're doing it and people are actually coming to you. But do you feel like just putting yourself out there?
Yes, it's very. At first, it's very difficult because I hate going on Facebook. All I see is like advertising of this, advertising of that, advertising of this. Like, oh my God, it's the same thing over and over again. So that's why when I first started, I wrote my book. I'm like, I want to be able to publishing house, so I don't have to promote at all. They can do it for me.
Exactly.
But reading and researching and realizing how much money you make, like maybe like $4,000 off your first book, and I'm like, I made $4,000 like. I don't know, quickly, off my book. So I'm just
Period.
not to brag, but I'm just saying like, once I figure out that I can make this X amount of money in a short amount of time, even if I get signed with the publishing house and I make this money just one time. So I had to figure out how can I be creative with promoting my things and not just pay, hey, I got a book. Hey, I got a book. Buy my book. Hey, I got a book. Hey, I got a book. So I was shy. Every day I wake up, I get inspired by something so simple. I'm just like, I'm going to post
but
this.
But it's the simplest things that will get everybody. Right. It's just a matter of putting yourself and actually getting up and doing it, right?
Right. It's hard because I hate repetitive things. So me posting every day about my books. Or
it doesn't feel like it's getting old. I will say
February
that.
26th. I'm Pisces.
Oh, you right after me.
When's your birthday?
February 25th.
Okay.
Yes.
Pisces sisters. Yes. So we get each other.
It really doesn't. It doesn't feel like that online though. It doesn't feel like you're doing too much. It probably feels like you're not doing enough.
I'm probably not. I don't do it every day because I have to realize that because I feel like, not saying I tapped out with my Facebook audience, but I kind of did tap out my Facebook audience.
You know what I'm saying? You have what you have.
Or I still get a few buys from Facebook, from my Facebook friends, and then they'll share it, so I get a few buys from that. So I'm working on now is branching outside of my Facebook and getting to different states and cities.
You know
outside
that
of my Facebook
period
friends.
is what it is. Like Facebook is your friends and family.
Right.
And you love them.
Right.
I remember I got to a place where I just said to myself, I love my friends and family, and they do support you. That is home. Like they're going to always be your root to your journey or whatever like that. But in order to really make it, you have to really put yourself out there to the people. Okay.
To the masses.
And I'm going to tell you something. The masses is going to receive you.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to receive. They just need to know you exist.
Right. And that's what it is. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I want to start branding myself better, to promote myself, to promote my books. People always say, you can get a YouTube, get it in. And I'm like, I can't stay consistent. I just can't, because I feel like
you gotta come up with a plan though.
I do, but I started it before just for my YouTube. I'm just like, it's hard because like I feel I'm pressuring myself to push out content consistently, and it's not good content. So I'm like, I have to figure out where I'm going to start. So me promoting my books and being fun, being light with it, it was just like, okay, this is more fun than trying to be like a Facebook comedian or a YouTuber or something like that.
So would you tell the people that waiting for perfection is not the answer?
Yeah. You're never going to be perfect. I think just start and just be creative. You know what I'm saying? Be your, like I said before, be your authentic self.
Now I want to know what made you write the book. I mean, I know that she inspired it, but what pushed you?
I can't even tell you. I could tell you, but I'm just saying, it's just, I get inspired by little things. I can look at his hat and like, oh my God, Detroit Pistons. I got something
because
for that.
you sit here and say that, hey, that pressure of that YouTube, it's precious.
Right.
And I feel that. And
right.
I feel that I be having pressure on my Instagram and stuff like that. But something bypassed you to get us to that book.
Yeah, but it's also, I didn't feel pressure at all because no one knew I was writing. No one, I never said, hey, I'm a writer, I'm an author, guys. So no one like, hey, where's your book? Prove it to me. It was just like, I was literally, when I got back from China in July of last year, I was on a plane to see my friend in Milwaukee, and I thought about Hannah. For some reason Hannah popped in my brain, and I'm like, on my notes, on my phone, I'm just typing away. I'm typing, and I had like the first 20 pages. So I'm just like, okay, this little something. Okay, I like this because I feel like as a teacher, I know what kids should be reading. It may not be as enjoyable because not as entertaining as like a Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat type of thing, but it's a story that needs to be heard. It's a message that needs to get across to kids.
I mean,
so once I start writing, I'm like, I don't feel pressure. I still have to put it out. I mean, I wrote something. I don't have to put it out.
Did you feel pressure from allowing some people when it first was out and people's opinion about it?
No, because I'm really good at, I don't care what you think. There's only a few people who can get under my skin, people who I love to death, and their opinion matters to me the most. It's only a few people, just a few.
And if you build that type of resilience against yourself, you are good against the world.
So that's what I had to learn. Like, there's only a few people who can really tear me down just by their words, and they know that. But the outside people, I really didn't care if you like it or not, because I know it's a great book. It's a great message. So yeah, writing it, and then like, I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I don't have to put it out if I don't want to. But once I started and I shared it with somebody else, they're like, oh, that's good. Put some illustrations with it.
Really?
So one of my friends connected me with somebody else and who helped me through this process. Now, shout out to Zola Ann. She helped me through the process, like publishing my own book and how to go through getting it illustrated and marketing
that is
things. So
what's her name again?
Zola Ann. She's from Atlanta and she does some really, really good things in the community. She's also another author, but she's a boss chick. Like she's one of those boss chicks.
Really,
and I appreciate
women
her.
looking out for women. We're gonna spotlight that
me.
right now. Women taking care of women.
Me.
I love that.
Shout out to
So
Zola.
what is one thing? Because I know we inching to the end. What is one thing that you would like to tell young women about who you are and how to stay consistent in who you are?
Man, that's hard because I don't feel like I'm consistent in who I am all the time. I just feel like...
Or authentic.
I say authentic, correct. Yeah, so for me, it took years. Like, I don't think I became my full self until, like, my early 30s. I'm 38 now. So it took years.
Where you really received...
myself. I love myself. And no one can tell me anything about myself.
I love that.
So I don't know what triggered or what went off in my brain or what the switch was, what happened. I don't know.
Life is too short.
Right. I don't know what happened.
It is really too short to waste like that.
Right. And I definitely think I learned so much about myself being in China and being around other women who were also growing. And all we did was have conversations. I had never spoke so much in my life because we were just a group of Black women just speaking about growing.
But would you say like putting yourself in another environment to
most definitely
to hear other things,
most
other experiences in it? And I bet you were around women of growth. So
that's what it was.
You were around women of growth, so it encouraged you to grow more, and it kind of challenged you, and
it definitely challenged me.
In no pressure way, because if you guys really were having fun, it was like, dang, I want to grow really too, like
No, definitely, we had some really tough conversations. So I think to answer your question is figure out a way to love yourself and figure out a way to have this confidence in yourself where no one can tear you down, no matter who they are. 'Cause I don't know what triggered in me in my early 30s. I don't know. It just happened and something clicked. I'm just like, I'm a bad bitch. Like
it exists.
It's whatever. Like I had to get rid of negativity. I had to stop speaking negatively about myself because I'm putting out this negative energy. I'm gonna receive that back from the world.
Yeah.
So I was always looking for a fault in myself. Like, I'm not good enough for this. I'm not good enough for that. I would say no to people. Like, years ago, I would have said no to this podcast. No, because I feel like I wasn't great at like speaking. Like I knew.
We're gonna get it out.
So growing up, I got teased with where I spoke because I used to talk fast. I stutter a little bit and I get excited. All my words just go blah, together. So I would never speak at all. Even in high school, people would say things. I'm like, let me shut up. I don't want to say anything. Oh yeah, I got teased a lot.
See, you just don't know. You don't know.
I got teased a lot. People like, oh, you were this, you were that. No, people gave me hell, but I got thick skin. I grew thick skin because of that. So going to Evans definitely gave me that.
And still an amazing person, still friendly. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be perfection, but even when you go through stuff like that, you don't have to be nasty to your neighbor. You don't have to be. You can still remain yourself.
Yeah, my thing is myself is just be a good person. No matter what, be a good person. No matter what you're going through, be a great human. Just be a good human being. That's it.
Ooh.
We all go through different traumas. My trauma may not be as bad as others. But we can find a way to heal those traumas, get better, because every day we should wake up and want to be better than we were yesterday.
Exactly.
I never want to go backwards.
Exactly.
So my thing, I always work on my frustrations and making sure that I'm not taking my anger out on other people because the way I feel in that moment. So I've learned that if I'm upset, I don't go outside. I don't answer the phone. I don't get on social media.
You should just get to a certain place in your life to feel like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. Yeah. I feel like I've only just arrived to that place a couple years ago, maybe, that you arrived to, and it's so good to meet people there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be so much happy when you get there. You're just so much happy because you see the world in a different way. You see the world and you know what's good for you. You know what's not good for you, and you remove yourself immediately.
Can I say, is it true that if you feel the way I feel, like I truly feel at peace with the world, with life and everything, but I'd be ready to snap because the reason why I say that, and I don't mean slap because you want me to snap. I'd be ready to snap because you wanted me to come here. People be wanting you. People be wanting you, and I feel at peace when I do it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel at peace when I do it, but I'm ready to show up every single time.
Listen,
you don't have to react to everything.
Right, so
you don't. But I'm talking about the people who want you to come there, and I'll meet you there.
So
baby.
you remove those people from your life, then?
And they do get. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the lady at Popeyes who
Popeye.
She wouldn't move her car up, so I had to snap on her to show her that it's people like me out here that exist.
Right.
We ain't gonna play with you all the time.
Okay.
Because I can tell a person who thinks they get through life by disrespecting other people, taking out their anger on other people. You cannot get through life like that. Going through, like, if you have a bad day and you want to be I can tell a person who treats people around them like that, and those people let them get away with it all the time. They mince their words. They don't say anything. They enable them to go out in public and think you can disrespect the next person, but you gonna meet me, and I'm gonna be ready every single time because I'm about that. Not that life, but I'm talking about, like, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. It's not even like I feel so at peace, and that's why I have the peace around me in my life. But I'm telling you, there's people out there who see that within you, and they be wanting to disrupt that. And every single time, yes, you can choose the high road and say I'm not gonna give them that, but you really can have it.
Oh, I don't give them that. I don't let people. My thing is this. You're never going to disrupt my peace. I'm not going to let you even allow. I'm not going to allow you to even get close to that.
You keep that energy real good.
Because I can't even fight, so I can't even say nothing to somebody. Like, I can't fight. So I tell people all the time, if I get in it with you and you put your fingernail on me, I'm calling the police. You're going to jail.
Why God fight your battles.
You're going to jail.
And that's why God fights your battles. God fight your battles first. I don't condone violence.
So I wish that we could go on and on and on, but sometimes everything comes to an end. But Phil, just go ahead and give out on the artist of the week.
The name is Takeover from Throne Kid.
Yes.
And while we're doing this, AB, do you know any Chinese you want to send us off with?
Ting Badong. Ting Badong means I don't understand.
AB, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, AllX22, or my book page is Bee Books US on Instagram and on Facebook.
Bee Books US, you guys.
Get her
Bee
books.
Books US. Yes. I also have Spanish version if you speak Espanol.
Ya no know.
Yo no know today.
All right.
And I appreciate you guys so much for having me. This was a really, really dope show. I appreciate you guys.
I love you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys. Rock this song while we get out.
Okay.
Linked up with the realest and the kid in the party. Moved out to Los Angeles to get what I wanted. And I got that dead eye like the target been spotted. What they gonna think when we step inside the building? What the fuck they got on, man? That shit look like $1 million. Listen when he spit, cause you really gotta feel him. And that woman by his side, man, she always on a mission. If you cannot take the heat, get the fuck up out the kitchen. How can this be real, man? That shit feel like it's fiction. Get into the money, yeah, this life is an addiction. We just being us, we don't care about opinions. Like, Ma, look at us, riding on the yellow bus. Now we got the Jeep and the truck, so we doubled up. At due time, I know we gonna get it. The difference between us is that y'all fake it and we